welcome to Coffee with Cow at Learn International. My name is Sheila. I'm the Study Abroad Coordinator. And today we have a student story guest. Her name is Kerstyn Murray. How are you today, Kerstyn?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being here today. We're excited to hear your story and hear what you have to share about your time abroad. For those of you who don't know who Cow is, she is our lovable mascot who travels everywhere we go. Coffee with Cow podcast aims to share and capture stories from students and international educators. So, like I said today, Kerstyn is here to share her time abroad. Kerstyn, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 23 and I live in Marietta, Georgia. I was born and raised here. I am currently trying to seek a job in the film industry, and so I went to school for that as well. And yeah, I want to live in Atlanta, which is mainly where like all the movies and stuff are filmed. And yeah, that's basically it right now in a nutshell.
Great, thanks for sharing that. Tell us about your what program you did when you studied abroad, and what year was it?
I went to Ireland and we studied Beckett, and we used that to relate it to film. And we went in June of 2019, and we used a lot of some of Beckett's styles to incorporate that into the short films that we made while we were there.
Oh, okay, interesting. Tell us more. Just tell us about your time while you're in Ireland. Tell us about your academic project as well as some cultural excursions that you might have done in Ireland.
Yeah, so we, for our project, our main project is we made 2 short films. So we met up with this writer of a film that he's an Irish writer in Ireland, and he was a part of the prison riots, and he stayed with our group. And so we all wrote a script, and him as well as his producer, they were there to give us feedback on our scripts. And we read them in front of them, and then we all voted on the 2 favorites, and then we made those scripts into a short film. And for the short film that I was a part of, I was the director, and that was the first time that I had directed other people, which was really exciting and cool. And for the excursions we went to different places. We mainly stayed in Dublin, but we went to Galway and Howth Cliffs, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
And Howth Cliffs was my all-time favorite because it was just so cool, and you could see the ocean like for miles on end, and you could almost see like the curve of the earth, which was pretty cool.
Wow.
Definitely my favorite place to go.
Yeah, definitely. Your project seems really interesting. I mean, you had the guest judges. That must have been pretty intimidating, having some professionals there to work with you and give you some insight about their experience in the industry. The project seems really interesting to me. I was able to watch it for all the listeners. I'll be able to share the link and let you see Kerstyn's documentary as well. But not documentary. Would you call it a documentary or a film?
It was a film, yeah.
It was a film. Okay, so I'll be able to share the link to share the film for all listeners because it's a great piece, and I feel like you would enjoy it as well. But for the project, I want to hear a little bit more about that. Would you say that you gained any new skills during that time in Ireland working on that project?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I was the director, and at the time I was kind of nervous because the group I was in, I had just met these people. I didn't go in with any friends. We all became friends as we, went on while we were there. And so I had to direct them, and it's very intimidating because they're your friends, but also you have to like put your foot down and be stern. And I was kind of having issues with that because I didn't want them to hate me. So I did have to go to my teacher, and she had directed a lot of things. She's like really big in theater and stuff. So she told me that I need to just kind of suck it up and don't care about their feelings and just make them do the work, and it'll get done. And then hopefully they don't hate me. They didn't hate me. I think it all worked out pretty well. But that's definitely, I gained a lot of confidence in directing. And I think if I do it again, and I want to, I have a lot more knowledge, and there's things that I want to improve on that I think I could do now.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a lot of help with anybody in their career. Like, how do you go about delivering a message in a professional manner and not like hurt someone's feelings, but definitely get your point across and what you want in the direction that you want to go. So that's I feel like that's a pretty valuable skill to learn.
Yeah, it was really good.
Definitely. So you mentioned earlier that you did some cultural excursions. If you have any more, if you want to go into depth about those two that you said, Galway and the Cliffs of Howth, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Did you do any other touristy things that you might recommend those who are doing this program or those that are planning to travel to Ireland in the future?
Yeah, I would definitely say Howth Cliffs. That one definitely, that was me and a few people, we had a free day, so we just did that on our own, and that was really cool. But we toured Dublin. We did a walking tour. That was really cool. So we got like the history, and we learned about certain buildings, so that was pretty cool to learn about. And touring Dublin, this is just fun for me. You see a lot of the different cultures and stuff, and how clean it is, and the transportation system is very interesting with the buses. It's very cool. That was something else we had to learn about, was how to work the buses. Mm-hmm. And but I mainly suggest doing the cliffs. That was really, really cool and my favorite part.
Definitely. I always agree to go do some type of hiking or outdoor adventure while you're in a new country. So that's neat that you did those specific excursions on your own. You didn't do it with the program at all?
We did the tour in Galway with the program, but the cliffs was, we had a free day, and my friend, she was very big. She wanted to see the water, and I did too, but so she found the cliffs, and we suggested it to the group, but not everybody wanted to go. So me and like 3 other people went, and we took pictures and sent it to the group. So then everybody wanted to go. So then we made another day out of it so that we could take the whole like group and the teachers. We took everybody up there and showed them.
Oh, so you went there twice?
Yeah, we went there twice.
Oh, wow. So you basically just like organized your own Irish excursion, and you brought your class and faculty with you. Wow.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So did you show them like the transportation and all the details? You created all that and showed them the way to get there?
Yeah, so my friend Liv, she was the one that was like really in charge of it. I kind of just asked if people wanted to go, and then she was the one in charge of the buses, because I had real issues with the buses. I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, so we showed them, because we had to get on 2 buses, and then we had to walk like a mile or 2 to get to the actual cliffs. But it was pretty cool. Yeah.
This is really cool. That's an experience. I always say transportation and figuring out any type of route in another country is just the hardest thing. But I feel like once you've done it once, your confidence just skyrockets from there.
Yeah, I got from Dublin back to the university all by myself, and I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah, you should be proud. I'm always proud about it, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
I also wanted to talk about, so we've talked before for all the listeners, that Kerstyn did this program and then went back to had finished a semester at school. I want to hear about the reentry you went through when you came back from your program in Ireland and then returning to home and also your university.
Yeah. So when I came home, I was very jet lagged, and I was up really at like 6 a.m. almost every day. But the getting back into like the flow of being home was very tough at first, because I didn't know what to do, and I was very used to being with my group, because we had become pretty close while we were there. So I kind of was like having withdrawals, like I really wanted to see my friends, and I was pretty sad. But then when I went back to my university, I had seen a couple of them here and there, and then I had classes with them, which was really nice. So it kind of brought back the Ireland feel, and it was kind of cool and kind of tough, because I had gotten used to being friends with them. So we were all friends. And then when I went back to my school, I didn't have as many friends in my classes. So it was kind of different, but it was a really nice surprise when I walked into one of my classes and saw one of them there. It was really cool. And so we just like constantly talked about Ireland and how we wanted to go back. And like, we wanted to convince the school to let us go back this summer, but of course that didn't happen.
I love to hear that. I love that. I love to hear that you want to return.
Yeah, definitely.
Did
It
you
was too short of a
experience
trip.
any, oh, sorry, say that again?
I'll just say it was too short of a trip.
Yeah, I bet. Did you experience any reverse culture shock? Like, I would say like when you came back that you're like, oh, this is what Americans do, and I got to get used to doing what Americans do, as opposed to what you were doing over in Ireland.
Yeah, the food was
Mm-hmm.
is a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
I would say in Ireland, at first, it took me a while to figure out what I was going to eat every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I figured that out, it was good. And then I came back here, and then I was like, well, now I don't know what to eat here. And yeah, the way America works is a lot different. It's just the people here are kind of mean. They're meaner. Uh, and I had to go back to work, which so I had to deal with. I work in a movie theater, so I had to deal with the customer service situation
Oh
again.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely it was definitely different. The personalities from Ireland to here completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like that always takes a while to get used to. Like, oh, you transition to life there, and then you have to transition back to life what it was before there. And sometimes you want to keep what you were doing in Ireland and keep doing it back home. But yeah, I can definitely relate to a lot of what you said from my time overseas.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you've been doing now. So you graduated a year ago, and I'd love to hear what you're doing right now. If you pursued a career in your major, and share with us what you're up to right now.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm working in a movie theater for the time being, but I also do extra work on TV shows, and
Cool.
I've worked on Ozark that recently came out, and I worked on that, and
Oh,
I mainly work on a show called Legacies, which is a spinoff of Vampire Diaries, and I'm an extra on that. And then I just recently got bumped up to a stand-in, which means that I get to stand in for one of the main actresses while they set up lights and cameras, and I basically act out her scene, and I get the script and stuff, and it's pretty cool. So while she's getting her makeup done, I get to act out the scene with a couple other stand-ins. It's pretty cool. It's really interesting.
I mean, sounds interesting. I bet your experience being a stand-in and being an extra and being on the site, would you call it a site,
Mm-hmm.
or set? You really get to be like immersed in the day-to-day functions of what it's like to be on set. I feel like you must learn a lot just being right there.
Yeah, I mainly I try to watch the director the most to
Mm-hmm.
see what he's doing and how he tells people to act and stuff like that. And then I watch the crew and how they talk, because there's like lingo, certain words that they use that are I don't know, the like code words, I guess.
Yeah.
They're small words. And then yeah, I basically watch everybody to see how everyone does things differently and how they work to help the day move forward. And some days are very, very long, and then some days are super short, so it's pretty cool to see how everybody works with those days.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you're learning a lot just being immersed in that. And you get to kind of gain knowledge and skills from different people and jobs on the site. As like the directors you're watching and the crew, you're learning how the crew reacts to the directors. That's got to be such a cool experience.
It is, and there's every week there's a new director, so
Mm.
it's cool to see how the environment changes every week and how
Actually,
people interact.
yeah, I actually just learned that about, I wasn't aware that, especially for TV shows, that directors change each
Mm-hmm.
episode.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's
Fun
pretty
fact.
crazy. I didn't either until I got there. I was like, "There's a new person here. What's going on?"
Yeah, definitely. That must be difficult for the actors and the crew to have to adapt to new directions every week.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's a couple directors that do come back periodically, but yeah, it's very interesting to see the difference and how like sometimes the actors are very comfortable and sometimes they just met the person, so
Mhm.
it's cool to see them work and how they change their preparations and stuff like that.
Definitely. Well, Kerstyn, I want to thank you for being here today. It was great to learn about the program you did, the project that you did while you were in Ireland, and also what you're doing today. So thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this has been great. Coffee with Cow episode with Kerstyn has been pretty amazing. You can find this episode on Learn International YouTube channel. and also our social media platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn with the hashtag LearnINTL. And tune in to next week when we have another student alum sharing their stories in times abroad. And again, thanks so much, Kerstyn, and we hope you're safe and healthy, and we appreciate all your time today.
Thank you so much, and you too. I hope you're safe and healthy as well.
Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, take care.
Bye.